Welcome to Bluff Creek Radio. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Sam. Today's special guest is
Ted Ellefson. Hello.
Thanks for coming today, Ted.
Can we ask you some questions?
You bet, Matthew and Sam. Thanks for having me here today.
Okay, we should redo it.
So how did you find out when did you first open the banana from the bottom?
Well, I saw some gorillas at a zoo opening up a banana from the bottom, and I tried an experiment at home, and I found out that it really worked well, and that it was a much more efficient way to open my banana.
Mm-hmm. What inspired you to be a technical engineer?
Today I work for Seagate Technology, and we make hard drives that go in computers. And what inspired me was all the way when I was in school, in elementary school, in high school, I always enjoyed science and math classes the best. So I thought that by being an engineer that I'd be able to use the things that I enjoyed and find a job that would be really fun.
What was your first project?
One of my first projects was involved in a welding project at Seagate. And so we were working on getting a more efficient welding process that used these very, very small gold wires. And the gold wires that we used for welding were actually about half the thickness of your hair. So they're super tiny, and it was a super hard, challenging problem to use ultrasonic ball bonding to do the welding that we needed to do to make that hard drive. It was very challenging.
What is dangerous about technical engineers?
As an engineer, sometimes you work with very dangerous things, either dangerous chemicals or dangerous lasers. For example, the new hard drive that we're working on is going to use a laser. And when you're working with it, you have to wear protective eye protection to prevent the laser from zapping you in your eyes and making you go blind. So it's really cool.
Where did you go to school at?
I went to school, elementary school, in Atkinson Elementary School in Barnesville, Minnesota. And then I went to the University of Minnesota to get my mechanical engineering degree. And I went to the University of St. Thomas to get my business degree.
What inspired you to be a technical engineer?
As a kid, I always enjoyed trying to figure out how things work. I like to take them apart. I like to see how they work, the moving pieces. I'd like to conduct experiments to see how things worked, to see how to make things better. And so the things that I enjoyed doing led me to engineering. And also I had a lot of good teachers. I had some really good math teachers and science teachers in high school and in elementary school that really inspired me to keep on doing those things that I enjoyed in science, technology, engineering, and math. So it was a lot of fun.
What kind of hard drive does an iPad have?
Well, unfortunately, an iPad doesn't actually have a hard drive, but everything that you do on an iPad can get uploaded into what we call the cloud. And the cloud is that wonderful thing. It's a huge facility somewhere that has a whole bunch of hard drives inside of it. And those hard drives are what keep all of your important data on it and allow you to access it anytime, anywhere, like from your phone or from an iPad or from a computer. And then the computer over there in the corner, the little black Dell computer, that has a hard drive inside of it. So if we took the cover off, we'd be able to open it and look at a hard drive inside of it.
How many years did you have to go to college to be a technical engineer?
I went to the University of Minnesota for 4 years and got my degree there. And then I went to night school for my business degree. And that took me about 5 years to get all that done. But if I would have gone to school straight through, it probably would have taken about 7 years. So after high school. So it took a lot of training, a lot of classes after high school, but I enjoyed it and it was very beneficial.
How does a hard drive work?
Oh, good question. So the way a hard drive works is it's got a motor inside that spins these disks. And these disks spin at about 10,000 revolutions per minute. And then there is a head, a reading and writing head, that flies above the surface of this disk that reads and writes the information on the disk. It's kind of like a record player. So if you have a record player and you have a needle that reads the information from the record player, that's kind of like a hard drive works. Or if you're going to play a game like on your Xbox or your PlayStation, and if you put a disk inside there and the disk spins, that's kind of like a hard drive, except a hard drive is all enclosed with the disks inside of it.
How do you know how to work those things, like the hard drive?
I don't know. I guess you just train on the job and you do a lot of learning every day because there's many things that we don't know how to do that we just have to figure out. Like, I didn't go to school to learn how to do a hard drive or how it works. I went to school and it taught me many general things that allowed me to eventually work for Seagate and work on hard drives.
Oh.
And then we worked together. There's a heck of a lot of teamwork and collaboration amongst everyone that I work with to make the hard drive work and to design it and to make it work.
Yeah.
So how does this inspire kids around the world?
Well, I hope it inspires kids around the world. If you enjoy science, if you enjoy technology, if you enjoy learning how things work and figuring things out, like why is the banana yellow, or how does the information that we're recording right now, where does it go? If you want to learn how things work and to make them better, then engineering is something that can take you anywhere in the world. It's what puts the rockets up in the air. It's what makes the internet work. It's what makes the recording of a radio show work. It's all about that technology, and so it's a lot of fun to understand how that works.
Would you say engineering's easy or hard?
I think engineering is hard. It's challenging for me, but it's also a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to figure things out. It's a lot of fun to use the fun science and physics and chemistry and math that you learn about, and it's fun to be able to apply that to a job and to make real things better.
So does a phone have a hard drive, or is it like the iPad?
You know, a phone does not have a hard drive. It's kind of similar to an iPad in that it connects to the phone lines, and then the information travels through the phone lines. However, today's phones are digital, and so all of that digital information goes onto a hard drive as it moves through the process. So a hard drive is involved in the phone process quite a bit. And like my phone, I have a smartphone, and so my smartphone, I can listen to my songs, I can look at my pictures, and all of that information is up on a hard drive somewhere in the cloud, so it's pretty cool. It's all connected.
What can your job do to change the world?
Well, I think that, I don't know if it can contribute to bettering the world. I guess one thing that it can do is the science and technology enables people to do things that they've never been able to do before. For example, when I was in elementary school, there's no way we'd ever be able to record a radio program, or there's no way that we'd be able to have our music on our phone. And so science and technology enables these new fun things that have never been able to be done in the world before. Science and technology enables your car to go faster. It enables your computer to run faster, your Xbox games to be better. So all of that technology makes things better in the world. The other thing that it really truly changes the world is communication, because through the use of technology today we can talk to people in Thailand, Malaysia, California, England, anywhere in the world because of high technology, and that's something that no one else has ever been able to do until now, so it's pretty cool.
So how would you open up that computer?
Opening up that computer over there in the corner would be easy. You'd first want to unplug it. Make sure that your parents say it's okay to do it. And then a screwdriver. You can just take a screwdriver and you can take out some screws in the bottom. You can slip the top off and you can look at all of the insides, and you can pick out the hard drive and the RAM and the speakers and everything that's inside there. You can see that if you just remove the cover. It's pretty simple. But you got to make sure it's unplugged and that you just do it carefully, because it's pretty easy. It's fun to see how it works.
It's you.
Oh. So how do phones, how can they call all the way to Australia when we're in Minnesota? How do they work?
Well, that's a good question. That technology that engineers develop makes it happen seamlessly, so that the average person doesn't even know how it works. But really how it works is that your voice goes into your phone, then it goes to a central hub, and then it ends up maybe even going up to a satellite, and then back down to that country, and then into that person's phone over there. And it all happens through the use of high technology, and it makes it easy. I think the real test of true technology is that it makes things easier for us.
So how would the cloud work for the iPad and the iPhone?
How would the cloud work? Well, the cloud is a big storage bin. So everything that you upload onto it, such as your songs or your pictures, it just goes into that hard drive that's on a server somewhere, and then you can access it through the internet anywhere in the world. So it's pretty cool.
Like on your phone, how do you take pictures? Like how can you save them? Like do they go into the phone's hard drive or?
When you take a picture with your phone, the file that it creates, that picture file, first gets saved on the memory in your phone. But then, like my phone, it very quickly uploads that picture file into the cloud, and then it's sitting on a hard drive out there. And then I can go home on my personal computer or my mom's computer or this iPad that's right here, and we can look at that picture from anywhere because that file has moved onto that hard drive in the cloud.
Thank you, Ted.
Well, thanks a lot, Sam and Matthew. I've really enjoyed this.
Today's radio podcast was brought to you by Bluff Creek
no problem.
Elementary and Eastern Carver County Schools. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.